Some celebrities walk into an interview thinking they run the show.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water?
Until a comedian decides
men are intimidated by funny women, so we didn't want them in the room.
Get ready for the boldest, most savage moments when comedians roasted celebrities who had it coming. Starting of at number 7. We have Ricky Gervais, who appeared on The View and proved exactly that.
Ricky Gervais.
It all started when Bahar called him out for a joke he made about Sex in the City 2.
Referring to Sex in the City 2, I said I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
No, it's not.
He had made a remark about the Golden Globe likely going to the team responsible for airbrushing the movie's poster. Bahar immediately labeled it as sexist.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
But Gervais pushed back.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
But Bahar argued.
Well, because the girl is saying that the girls are older and they need to be.
Instead, Gervais remained firm and responded.
No, I think they look great at their age. Why hide it? I don't think that you lose your sensuality or beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
The host then shifted gears, pressing him about his HBO special Talking Funny, which featured a panel of comedians.
Hey, so I want to ask you about the HBO special, Talking Funny. We just saw a clip from it, right?
Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Louis C.K., and Gervais himself. No female comedians were included. They asked why that was the case and who he would remove to make room.
No women comedians on that panel?
Who would you replace?
I don't know.
Replace or add?
No, because it was 4 people.
It's just 4 people.
Yeah, so who would you take off?
Gervais kept his cool, responding with a sarcastic joke.
Oh, and also, men are intimidated by funny women, so we didn't want them in the room.
The reaction was instant. Awkward silence, some nervous laughter, and clear disapproval from the hosts. Picking up on the tension, Gervais quickly clarified.
That's a joke.
Bahar pushed one more time. At this point, his frustration was evident.
Lewis famously said at one point that he didn't think women were funny. Do you think women are funny?
But he still kept his response level-headed.
What's the difference? That's ridiculous.
It's a different sensibility.
Statistically, less women go into stand-up from what I've seen, so there's probably less to choose from.
Right.
But yeah, there are loads of funny women. I've worked with loads of funny women. Of course there's loads of funny women here.
While Ricky handled the situation calmly, at number 6 we have Joan Rivers, who literally stormed out of the interview. Number 6, Joan Rivers. When she sat down for an interview with CNN, things quickly went off the rails. The interview started on a shaky ground, with the host bringing up Rivers' harsh fashion commentary.
You know, you've got best-selling books, you sell out on stage, even with your fashion critiquing, while it's very mean in some ways.
But then the interviewer decided to push harder, shifting the conversation to the cover of Rivers' book, which featured her wearing fur.
I mean, on the cover of your book, you're wearing a fur, and you knew that there would probably be animal rights.
That's when Rivers snapped. She didn't just defend herself, she went on the attack.
You know, this whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yes,
Shut up.
I'm talking.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
At this point, the energy in the room had completely shifted. But instead of diffusing the tension, the interviewer kept pushing. You bet Rivers lost it here. She erupted, accusing the interviewer of doing nothing but focusing on negativity.
You're eating chicken. You're eating meat. I don't want to hear this nonsense. Come to me with a paper belt and I'll talk to you.
In classic Joan Rivers fashion, she delivered the final blow.
Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor.
And then without hesitation, she walked out.
Sorry.
Are we serious?
The stunned host barely had time to react before Rivers was gone. What was supposed to be a routine interview had turned into an explosive showdown. And if there was one thing made crystal clear that day, it was that Joan Rivers didn't take criticism. Joan Rivers wasn't the only comedian to put a rude interviewer in their place. Bill Burr did the same to Bill Maher in a fiery exchange that left Maher scrambling. Number 5, Bill Burr. Burr and Maher were having a lighthearted conversation on their podcast, but then the discourse quickly went south. Maher, seemingly trying to steer the conversation towards something more serious, he pushed his usual angle, claiming college students were demonstrating in support of Hamas, and when Burr admitted he doesn't watch the news.
Have you heard what's going on college campuses these days?
I don't watch the news.
You don't realize that college campuses erupted with the kids demonstrating for Hamas?
Maher doubled down, saying students were siding with terrorists.
They are in with the terrorists?
They were for the Palestinians.
Well, it's sort of the same cause.
Burr pushed back immediately, saying he was on the side of the kids, which Maher scoffed at, calling it an easy answer.
I'm on the side of the kids.
Yeah, that's easy to say. You know, no one wants to see kids dead.
That's where the situation got really tense. Burr didn't budge. He made it clear no one wants to see kids dying, but this is a war. Maher, dripping with condescension, sarcastically called that statement very brave. But Burr clapped back, pointing out how Maher was patting himself on the back for having all the hard-nosed takes.
This is a war.
That was very brave of you to say that.
This is a war. No, I'm the one who was actually brave on this.
The exchange escalated even further when Maher went into full-on lecture mode about Israel being attacked and counterattacking.
The only country in the world that they get attacked, and then as soon as they counterattack, it's like, well, we got to stop this shit now. Don't attack them. There's a very simple solution to all this problem in the Middle East. Stop attacking Israel.
Burr, unimpressed, shot back, "I actually did. There you go. That's fantastic."
Hey, you
Stop
just solved
attacking
it.
Israel.
You just
I did.
solved it.
I actually
There
did.
you go. That's fantastic.
By the end of the exchange, it was obvious. Maher had walked into a battle of wits thinking he was the smartest guy in the room, but Burr wasn't about to let him off easy. Bill Burr may have kept his cool against Bill Maher, but when Cat Williams went toe-to-toe with radio host Wanda Smith, things took a very different turn. Number 4, Cat Williams. So Williams playfully poked fun at Smith's cooking skills.
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
Joking that she hadn't been doing as much cooking as she used to. Smith quickly defended herself, insisting that she cooked all the time.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that she
Well,
didn't.
that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
When Williams asked what her go-to dish was, she proudly responded with broccoli and baked chicken. That was all Williams needed.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys,
They like for me to, I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Without missing a beat, he pointed out that making broccoli just involves heating up water.
Hey, right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me he doesn't say heat up water. Is that the only step in broccoli? Heat up water?
Simmer. The room burst into laughter, but Smith was already starting to look uncomfortable. Just like that, the tone of the discussion shifted dramatically. Smith, seemingly trying to regain control, brought up Williams's past arrests.
Great cook. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
Something he had specifically asked her not to mention. She threw in a passive-aggressive jab about how he was great at talking about jail. Big mistake. Williams immediately clapped back, shutting her down with a brutal flex.
Yes, ma'am. I've never been to prison.
You have
19 felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it off. Prison and jail aren't the same.
Then he landed the knockout punch, saying that only one of them in the room had jewelry worth just $12.
No.
Okay,
No.
Calm down. Calm down.
Only one of us has $12 worth of jewelry on. No.
No, $12.
No.
He then roasted her jewelry even harder.
If you wanna have Wanda's jewelry, please go to Citgo or Quick Trip at any point. If you buy 2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
The jabs kept coming. He joked about how she was out of breath, suggested she get her hair done, and even made fun of how long it took her to get on stage at shows.
She's almost out of breath. Be careful now. Even on the radio, you can hear the fact that exercise has crept into her vocabulary.
At this point, Smith was barely keeping up. The studio had gone from lighthearted joking to full-blown humiliation. But then, things got real. Later that night, the situation escalated way beyond words. Reports surfaced that Wanda's husband had confronted Cat Williams outside a comedy club, allegedly pulling a gun on him during the altercation. What started as a simple radio interview had turned into a roast battle so brutal it nearly led to something way more serious. As intense as Cat Williams' clash with Wanda Smith was, it's far from the only time an interviewer found themselves completely dismantled on their own show. Just take a look at how Chelsea Handler obliterated Piers Morgan live on air. Number 3, Chelsea Handler. During an interview, Morgan, in his usual smug style, complimented Handler's tweets, saying they were amusing.
You tweet very amusingly.
I wish you did.
But then he immediately flipped it, wishing she were just as engaging in person. That's when Handler decided to set the record straight.
I mean, you can't even pay attention for 60 seconds. You're a terrible interviewer.
Instead of taking the L, he tried to shift the blame, claiming it wasn't his fault. Of course, Handler wasn't having it. She shut him down instantly, saying that yes, it was absolutely his problem, because this was his show.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your show.
If they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they are. Listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job. Of course it does.
Morgan weakly tried to push back, insisting that a guest's level of interest did matter. But Handler wasn't done. She hit him with the final blow. Maybe that's why his show was coming to an end.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
Morgan was left speechless. His own arrogance turned against him in real time. But he wasn't the only one who underestimated the power of a sharp-tongued guest. Number 2, Russell Brand. Russell Brand isn't the type to let a disrespectful introduction slide, and when he sensed he wasn't being taken seriously, he completely flipped the script on his interviewers.
Stop saying he. I'm present. Russell. What's wrong with your manners?
You're good.
Be polite.
Leaving them scrambling to keep up. Right from the jump, the energy was off. The host introduced Brand in the most lukewarm way possible, and you could see the disappointment on his face.
Worldwide comedy tour, the Messiah Complex. Katty Kay and Brian Shackman are here as well, and he already told...
And just when it seemed like the interview couldn't start off any worse, one of the hosts took a casual dig at Brand's accent.
You know, funny, the accent, you know, when I see him in person, it's totally fine. Forgetting Sarah Marshall or the TV show, it's fine. But on satellite radio in the car, I can't understand a single joke you say.
You can't understand it.
Can you
I
understand
can't.
me?
That's when Brand snapped into action. Without missing a beat, he called them out for talking about him like he wasn't in the room.
You are talking about me as if I'm not here and as if I'm an extraterrestrial. You know I'm from a country that's near to you.
Window dummy.
But he wasn't done yet. Brand completely took over the interview, flipping the entire dynamic on its head.
You shouldn't say he when a person is present. You should refer to the person by their name. That's basic good manners.
That is where Willie is heading.
Who is Willie?
I don't know.
He started grilling them, asking if this was really what they did for a living. The host, clearly caught off guard, scrambled to affirm that, yes, they were professional broadcasters.
Okay, Russell Brand.
Is this what you all do for a living?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm here
professional.
Brand didn't even let them recover. And then, in the ultimate mic drop moment, he turned to the audience and reassured them that despite the awkward chaos of the interview, America was going to be just fine. After all, these were their trusted anchors.
These people, I'm sure, are typically very, very good at their job. What is it? You're conveying news to the people of America.
Yes.
People of America, we're going to be okay. Everything's all right. These are your trusted anchors.
By the time it was over, Brand had completely hijacked the show, turning what should have been a routine interview into a masterclass on handling dismissive hosts with pure comedic dominance. Number 1, Shane Gillis. Things got heated on the Flagrant podcast when Shane Gillis found himself at the center of a joke that crossed the line.
I watched your Getting Back in Shape series that you just put on YouTube.
That's Stavros.
Oh, that was Stavros?
Yeah.
At first, the conversation was lighthearted. The host pointed out that Gillis had been working out, hyping him up and joking about his transformation. But then they pulled up an image, laughing as they claimed it looked just like him.
This is
Yo! Let's see it. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you look good.
The energy in the room shifted. Gillis was visibly caught off guard, but he tried to brush it off.
You guys, and you know what?
That's his rival's profile picture.
Still, the host kept pushing. This was personal for Gillis. He has family members with Down syndrome, and the jokes were hitting too close to home.
You guys, and you know what?
That's his rival's profile picture.
Shane, can we click the video? I just want to hear the sound.
Then things escalated. The host started laughing at a video of someone with Down syndrome dancing, and that's when Gillis snapped.
Down syndrome dudes love TikTok.
Oh my God. Son, my guy's nice.
By the way,
that's wild.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
He pointed out that these were real people, just living their lives, and the way the hosts were framing it, bringing it up just to mock them, felt messed up. That's when things got even more tense as the host accused him of playing the victim.
Yeah.
So you're insulting them by saying I look like them? Or you're insulting me by saying I look like them?
This is you back in your victim thing.
No, I'm not being a victim. I'm saying the jokes you're doing is not, it's not like...
It's not PC?
That's not cool.
And that's the power of comedy. No script, no safety net, just the raw, unfiltered truth delivered with perfect timing. When egos get too big and arrogance takes center stage, comedians step in to bring them crashing back down to earth. From Russell Brand shutting down rude interviewers to Ricky Gervais silencing Joy Behar, these moments prove that no celebrity is too powerful to be roasted, especially when they've got it coming. And let's be honest, watching a comedian dismantle a self-important star on live TV, that never gets old. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and remember, when the mic is live and a comedian is in the room, no one is safe.